Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Just sort of wanted to run around today and give y'all an update of what all's going on, what all we've been doing the last few days. It's really been popping around here. We got some new animals in. We've moved the two geese over with the ducks. They are absolutely in heaven staying with the ducks. But before we do that, let's go check out these pigs. Beep, beep, beep. The pigs are doing fantastic. Yeah, this is one hand. If I can do this with one hand. The pigs are doing great. The first thing I normally do is come up here and give them whatever fruit we picked up from the feed store. They're always happy about that. They have been absolutely loving this fruit. Just loving the fruit. Way better than the pig food. They are just in heaven when those tomatoes come in. Right now we're just getting them on the weekend. I think in another week or so they'll start opening up 7 days. They always start off, our fruit stand starts off just doing it on the weekends. But the first few weeks, and then they'll break loose and open up every day of the week, 7 days a week. So it won't be long. We'll still give them feed for the fact it's got minerals and stuff that they need. But we will definitely feed them tons and tons of these tomatoes and stuff. Right now it's just tomatoes and strawberries. It won't be long, the peaches will be coming in. I don't know if y'all ever notice in our videos, but every one of these are peach pits from the previous years. They're just the whole entire place is just littered with these old peach pits. Let me go show you guys what else is going on. Well, we just left from right over there. The pigs are over there eating. We walk around, and the last 2 days we've been putting in our posts for our muscadine vineyard. You can see we got all these vines here, but we're trying to fill this entire pasture in with muscadines, and we put all our posts in this weekend. I still am 2 rows shy. I need 2 more on that end and 2 more down there to make 2 more rows. But they're looking good. It was a ton of work. These suckers were heavy. Oh my gosh. And it was hot. But I got all these in the last 2 days. I did 8 down there, 8 up here. And I'm 2 shy of being done. Once we get these last 2 rows in, or these last 2 posts on each end, then we'll start putting our T-post in and start running our wire. Because that was one of my goals earlier in January, was to have this done by January 2021. I want this entire vineyard done. And that's a lot of plants. Just those 2 that I'm shy. I was breaking this down to my niece the other day. She was out here helping me on this side. But just those 2 rows there at 20-foot intervals, that was 12 plants per row. 12 plants. At 100 pounds per plant. That's a lot of fruit. And we still got all these. That's 2 rows. That's a lot of fruit. I want those 2 extra rows. And we got it wide enough. We left enough room where we could actually drive all the way up and all the way around. So if we have to do anything with the pigs, because our goal, once this is done, is to start putting the other 2 pig pens in. One on this side, one in here. And we're going to run our pigs up through the woods. Just a lot of exciting stuff coming. But that'll probably be next year once we get this established. But let me go show you some new little life we got on the farm today. Super, super cute. Well, we're in the brooder house because we got some new animals. We got some new chickens, some new little baby chickens, little baby chicks over here, and some turkeys. We actually got 11 broad-breasted turkeys. And they're mixed too. We just got a mixed batch. It's a lot cheaper. We didn't care if it was a heritage breed or anything. We wanted the broad-breasted birds, and you can buy them cheaper. You can buy them cheaper if you buy them mixed and just get their leftovers. We got some broad-breasted bronze and some white ones. And we're gonna do it different this year. We're gonna free range these guys. I think the reason we've lost the last couple of batches for the fact we keep them in the pens, I think it just stresses them out. That's my opinion. No idea if it's true or not, but it seems that way. It seems like they're just stressed out. They don't seem stressed out in the pen, but I'm sure they want to be out. And so we're just going to raise them in that big pen that we had the geese in. I'll show you that in a second. We're going to raise them in there. The geese are now with the ducks. We started that 2 days ago. And we're going to keep the turkeys in there, and every day just let them out with the ducks, and they'll have that whole section. I'll show you that here shortly. But they're just cute, aren't they? Little turkeys. And that's a chicken there. And we're not exactly sure what kind of chickens we got. We got hens, all hens. They're dark brown egg layers, and it's just their leftovers as well. If you buy their leftover birds, you get them cheaper, and we don't care what birds we got. We just want a lot of multicolored eggs, and we got so many mixed birds out there now. We don't even pay it no attention anymore. Well, we're down here where we keep all our hunting stuff, our bee stuff. This is just our junk room for you guys that are new to our channel. This is basically where we put all our seeds and just this storage room downstairs in the basement. We are incubating our quail eggs. I know I said that on a couple of videos back. We finally fired up the incubators. This one has 80 eggs on it. We got 80 eggs on here and 48 on this one. We came down with 152 eggs to put on here and was hoping this would hold more, but it didn't. This one is absolutely stuffed. I'm gonna give y'all, see if I can hold this camera, see if I can give y'all a quick look. I know you ain't supposed to open them, but I do all the time. It don't matter. I mean, that's a ton of eggs. That is crazy. I need to give it some water, put some more water in there. But just a ton of eggs. Set that. And this was my son-in-law Travis's. I'm not sure anything about this thing. He's running this one. I know the last time, I'm hard of hearing, the last time I took this thing off, it has a warning buzzer on it, and everybody in the house says, "What is that noise?" I don't ever hear it. But if I take it off, I know that buzzer will go off, dropping that humidity. But the only thing I don't like about it is Celsius. You have to figure out, you know, for us Americans, we have to figure out the Fahrenheit. And I can't I can't hear or see. I can't see these little, I see the 41, but I can't tell which one's humidity. I leave all that up to Travis. But I'm gonna put some water in here. We got 128 eggs on the incubator. Hoping we get a great success hatch rate on that. This week, we're gonna start building another pen just to raise our meat quail in. We're gonna put it right beside the turkey pen, and like I say, I'll show you all that here in just a second. But we're going to sit it side by side, so when we let the turkeys out, we can just feed our meat quail. And every 8 weeks, we'll have quail to put in the freezer. But I'm going to set it up where we got these going about every 4 weeks. We can just keep a rotation. We can keep them 2 weeks in here, 2 weeks in the brooder house. They'll drop out there. We'll have those processed. And we'll just keep a nice rotation of quail coming through and stock our freezer up with quail this year. Super excited about that. All right, for any of you guys that are new to the channel, there's our garden. We were just up there at the pigs, and then we walked over here and I showed you all the posts, and that's our muscadine vineyard. And there's the bottom end. Here's our driveway. Just sort of give you an idea how our property's laid out. The ducks are over here. We're keeping them in this pen here. For any new subscribers or anybody that hadn't watched previous videos, this is a little chunk of property we have. That's all fenced in. It's one big square. We got our little guest house here. And we just decided we're going to raise the ducks in here. We free range our chickens, and they just run all over the property. They run all up in the garden, in the woods. They just go wherever they want to go. But our ducks, we're a little more paranoid about our ducks, and we're keeping them locked in here. We keep them in this pen right here, right behind the chickens. The chickens are all in here, and the quail, they're over here. So we keep the ducks in here, and they go in by themselves at night. We just have to come out here and shut the door. They're already put up. But they love to hang out over here in this shade. They'll get out in the grass in the evening. They'll get out here and feed in the evening. Look at these guys. I want to say that they do super great together, but they do. The ducks won't let them eat. We have to feed them a little bit separate, but when they stand up, whack, 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 honk. When they stand up, they're as big as the ducks. It's just amazing how big they are. I'll walk over here. I didn't want to scare them too bad. But they haven't feathered out whatsoever. They still got that fuzz on them. Look how big they are. They are big as the ducks and still got that fuzz on them. They got just a few little feathers on their back. They're absolutely adorable. And the ducks at first were terrified of them. But they love the grass. We let them out. They are like cows. We let them out in the morning and they go straight for that yard. And they, well, first they try to stick their head through the fence and get what they can get. Then they work their way out in the grass. But they're super lazy birds. That's all they want to do is lay around. I know I keep turning this camera all over the place. But all they want to do is, when you let them out, they'll eat. And that's what they do the rest of the day. And I guess the ducks are about the same way. All they do is find a little shade and try to stay away from everybody. But they are doing fantastic. We are super happy with the geese. I wished I would have got more now. I'm not sure how they're going to do when they get older. But we bought them the same time we bought the ducks, so I didn't want to throw out a chunk of money. If I would have bought them separate, I may have bought more, because they were, they were $14 a piece. But the ducks are doing great too. And they're quacking like crazy. We can hear them all the way across the property. It's really funny. Me and Travis have been talking about pretty soon, maybe this weekend, I would like to do a video of us trying to walk them out of the pen, because you can walk right behind them and you can just herd them wherever you want to go. They'll go wherever you want to go. So we're thinking to run them out the fence and down the yard and all the way down to the lake, and let them stay an afternoon at the lake, and then right, a couple hours before dark in the evening, walk them back. I want to do a video on that. I'm a little paranoid about it, but I don't think it'll be that bad. I think they'll walk right up and walk right back. They're so much fun, but you can't do anything with them like you can the chickens unless you feed them. And we've gotten to where we'll feed them in their little bowl, and we'll sit beside them with our hand inside the bowl and let them eat out of our hand and all that. But they are the most skittish birds I have ever seen. But I thought I wanted to show you guys that the geese are now with the ducks, and they go in at night with the ducks when they all go in together and stay together, but they're still a little separate out here in the yard. Really fun. While I got you guys, I'm going to take y'all over here and show you how we're going to do this pen. I'll walk right over here. Is where we were keeping the geese, all in this same little section here. This is all one section. That's the backyard. It's got a fence that goes all the way around, and so they just stay in here, and the ducks don't fly out. If anybody has any questions about that, the ducks don't fly out. They don't hardly walk around much, but they do not fly. But we've been putting the geese here. We've been putting them in here, and now this is going to be our turkey pen. This will turn into our turkey pen. We got the heat lamp and all that, and it's set up ready to go. This is where we'll put our turkeys, and every day we let the chickens and ducks and all out. We'll come out here and let the turkeys out and let them do the same thing. Free range. They got nice clover. Look at all this clover. Just clover everywhere. And they absolutely love it. It's just everywhere. The whole yard's covered in clover. And I got to where I've been not cutting the grass since we got all these new bees. I've got to where I've been holding off on cutting the grass so the bees can get all this white clover. They absolutely love it. We got a set of bees right there, and they love it. And up by the pig pen, I didn't show y'all, but we got 2 hives up there. We caught one, was a swarm that we caught. But that's where we're going to raise our turkeys. I think they'll love it. And the meat quail, we're going to build another pen right beside it. We're going to set another pen either here. I'm not sure if we're going to move Travis's truck, but I think we're going to move it right here and keep our meat quail right here. And just, like I say, my goal is every 4 weeks to process a lot of birds, as many as we can. We usually have about a 60% hatch rate. That's about average for us. 60 to, we've had 70, 80 before with the quail. Chickens and not ducks, but chickens. When we had our guineas, we had 100% one time on our guineas. When we had guineas. But the quail are real funny about hatching. You get about a 60% hatch rate. But I can't wait to start incubating some of these duck eggs. Look at them, they followed me out here. All right, now I'll show you guys. We just walked in that little gate over there, and this is where we keep our chickens. There's Soda Pop getting her a dust bath. Everybody likes to ask about Soda Pop and how she's doing. She's a meat bird that has, sorry about the camera guys, I'm trying to lock everything back. If I don't, I'll forget. She's a meat bird that turned into a pet. And she's just laying there taking a sun bath. She was dust bathing. I don't know if we lost a bourbon red or not, but we've been missing one the last few days. We're not sure if she's laying on eggs somewhere out in the woods, but we're one bourbon red short. And the guy that we let turkey hunt on our property, he didn't shoot our turkey, but he's got a camera out here, and he's been sending me photos of a red fox that's been just where Travis's truck is, just down the hill. We have a feeder over there, and he's been sending me pictures of a red fox that's just coming through super close. And we worry about him coming in here because here's our chicken pen. Like I say, we were just right there with the ducks, on right behind the chicken pen, and right here is our next garden. But we've been worried about this red fox that's coming. I haven't seen him yet, but he's been showing up a handful of times on camera. And we know this is the time of year where the babies are being born, and they're looking for something to feed these babies. And our turkeys, every time they come out, they head towards them woods looking for a mate. But here's the garden where we planted the corn about a week ago. No sign of anything coming up yet. I've never grown corn before. We grew corn to about here. All this is corn. From down there to here, right with that white, I don't know if y'all can see that little white style right there. Right there's corn. And what we decided to do, I would get out there and walk around, but just past that white marker, we're going to do about half of it in contender beans. Contender bush beans. I've heard that's a super easy bean to grow and a really productive bean. And you can see we get a lot of light out here. This garden, I just love it out here. We used to hunt this, and I said, man, we need to start growing some food out here instead of feeding deer. We need to start growing some food for us. But we're going to put contender bush beans, about half of it. We said we was going to do watermelon and okra. We bailed on the watermelon. We're going to keep it in the watermelon patch. But we're going to do contender bush beans because my wife will can the mess out of them. And the lower part will be the crimson spineless okra. I bought a big bag of that, and we're just going to fill that whole thing in with okra. We'll fill our freezer up. What we can't eat, we'll start letting people from church come by and they can start loading it, because okra, you can pick it every 2 days. As long as you're picking it, it's going to keep producing till the first frost. Okra is super easy to grow. You just got to let it warm up. It's going to be a while before we put this okra in. I want to make sure it's super warm. It grows really fast, and we can make a lot of people happy with that and fill up a lot of freezers with as much okra as we plan on growing. I thought we could fill ours up. We have a neighbor that lives back in the woods up here, super nice people. They're in their mid-80s, super nice. We give them tons of stuff, so we can fill their freezer full of okra. My neighbor down here that helped me with the pigs last year, we can fill his up. People from church, whatever we have left, we'll just let people come pick it every 2 days and fill their freezers up, make everybody happy. Hopefully get tons of corn. I have seen zero sign of this corn coming up. But I've never grown corn before. I said that on my video. I've never grown corn before. So just, it's been about a week. I'm not exactly sure when it's supposed to come up. I'm not sure if I planted it too deep. Don't have any idea. But anyway, I was looking at some feathers on the ground. You guys that raise chickens know when you see feathers on the ground, you're looking for a dead bird. I just see a few feathers. It could have just blown over here. But anyway, guys, that's what's going on the farm. Our meat, I guess I could show y'all the meat chickens, but the meat chickens, we have 2 pens full of meat chickens, one there and then one just on the other side of it you can't see. But we got 2 pens full of meat chickens. They see me down here. They're dying for something to be thrown at them. But we have 50 meat chickens in there. We'll end up doing 50 more after we do these. But the farm is popping now. Muscadines in this little field are doing great. You can see the rows there. They're doing great. Everything's just doing great. Hopefully I can get this corn to come up. This is my biggest worry, just because I've never grown it. And it was such a long, hard day out here. I want to see some results. But anyway, guys, love y'all to death. Appreciate y'all checking out my channel. I know this was kind of a long video. But I got a lot of new subscribers, and I think a lot of people want to see exactly what all we do around here. It's hard to video everything like the post. I said I'm not going to touch the camera because it'll take forever to video this stuff. And I was just dead. I had my mind right to drop them in the ground, concrete them, and be done with it. But anyway, love y'all to death, guys. If there's anything y'all would like to see us do, let us know in a comment. We will try our best to do it within reason. But guys, we love to hear from y'all. Do us a favor, if you're not a subscriber, click that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Sure helps our numbers out. We love y'all to death. We'll see you on the next video.